Welcome back to Morning Live. Are you considering changing your profession in 2024? Career expert and author of the Squiggly Line Career, Angela Champ, joins us now with some advice on how one goes about changing industries.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How do you change careers, professions?
So when people ask me how they do that, the first thing I say is look at what's common between what you're doing now and where you want to go into. So I use the analogy, how is a tomato like a brick? So they're both red, they both can be thrown at people. You can find them in houses, and so find what's common in the skills that you use now in your job and the skills that you want to do, and connect the dots that way, so that when you're sending in a resume or you're filling out an application, talk in terms not necessarily of job titles, because it may not match what you want to do in your change. Talk in terms of the skills and the competencies that you have that match what you want to do in the future, and that's the first step to changing careers.
We'll get back to the matching jobs in just one second, or matching skills in just one second, but how scary is it to have a full-time job but not be happy with it and want to try something else?
Oh, you know, there's so many people that say that they're miserable in their job. So it can be scary to have a job that you're not happy with. It can be scarier to stay in a job that you're not happier with. And sometimes you have to stay in your job, right? Financially, you're maybe living paycheck to paycheck, or you're trying to save for your child's university. And so you may not have, or you live in a community that doesn't have a lot of opportunities for you. So sometimes you need to stay in a job you're unhappy with. That's a whole other topic, because you can make that job happier. But if you want to change careers, there's lots of ways you could do it. You can look at volunteer, you can make friends with people that are in that industry and talk about what skills. Do you need any upgrading? Do you need to go back to school to get some education? So there are ways that you can go towards your more dream job.
Let's talk about those skills again. Now, how do you convince a recruiter or even a potential new employer that what you've done in the past can translate to a new career?
Yeah, and that's the tough part, because recruiters are busy, and studies show that a recruiter will take about 6 to 8 seconds to scan a resume or an application before determining whether they're going to invite you in for an interview. So how do you get them with that hook? Some of the things that I recommend are, if there's any way that you can make a personal connection with that recruiter, get on LinkedIn, invite them for a virtual coffee. Create cover letters and write out not necessarily your job title, but talk about how what you've done matches the skills of what they're looking for. So really make it easy for the recruiter to hire you by connecting the dots for them, making that connection, letting them get to know you, because people are more apt to hire people that they know or know about.
How do you get your resume without the proper skills past the computer systems?
That is a tough one, because a lot of people use applicant tracking systems and they may search for keywords. So one of the things that I recommend is, when you're looking at a job description or a job posting, pull out, print it up or use it on your computer and write out what you've done, and that matches what they're looking for. So when you rewrite your resume, use the words that they use in their job posting, because that's more likely to attract the attention. So that you can get past that applicant tracking system.
And what traits does a person need to have to make a Squiggly Line career successful?
Yeah, so like any kind of candidate, if you have learning agility, so if you can demonstrate that you're able to learn new things, growth mindset, a positive attitude goes a long way. People would rather hire somebody with a positive attitude and teach them how to do the job than hire somebody who's got the experience but might be a bit dour and bring down the morale of the office. Definitely can-do attitude. Those are the skills that really will get you a long way.
At what age are you seeing people wanting to change their profession and making that leap?
It's definitely easier earlier in your career, because you might not be that established, or you might be more apt to change. You don't have things holding you back like a mortgage. But what I find is that people in their 40s, particularly around this time, around New Year's, people start reevaluating their life choices, right? I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit drinking. I'm going to find a new job. I want to do something different. So I find that people in their 40s and maybe into their early 50s start thinking, is that all there is? And start looking at maybe changing careers.
And maybe not even just changing careers. careers, you could even change a job within your own workplace if you wanted to.
Yes.
We have 30 seconds. Tell me about that.
Definitely, that is the easiest thing. So if you're already in an organization, they know who you are. Go to your human resources team, go to your manager, talk to them about what your aspirations are, and ask them to help you find something else, maybe switching departments. Perhaps you're in sales and you want to go to marketing, or you're in marketing and you want to go into finance. It's definitely easier to take a job within the organization than to quit and find something new altogether.
All right, Angela Champ, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Morning Live will continue after this.